Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of It's Brewin at McEwen, a USF baseball podcast. I'm your host, Mark Giardino, and today I'll be joined by my two co-hosts, Matt Giardino and John Kaplan. Our guests today are two of the core players in the USF baseball program these last few years, junior outfielder Drew Brutcher and senior first baseman / outfielder Daniel Cantu. We had a great time getting to know these guys better, learning more about their teammates and their goals for the upcoming season. If you're enjoying our content, please be sure to give this a thumbs up and subscribe on whichever platform you're listening on. We recorded this show on December 21st, 2022, about 2 months away from opening day, which will be on Friday, February 17th, 2023, as the Bulls will host a strong University of Maryland team coming off a great season in which they hosted an NCAA regional. Without further ado, let's get into the show. Give each of y'all opportunity to introduce yourselves. Where are you from? What year are you? Position, major, just the basics. So I'll let you go first, Daniel.
All right. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm a senior, first base this year. And I also play outfield.
Nice. And so you say you're from Jacksonville, but some people say that you're not from Duval, so I'm confused by that.
No, I'm actually not from Duval.
So is there a part of Jacksonville that's not in Duval?
Correct.
Okay.
It's like southern Jacksonville is not like all Duval. Like it's more of like around the St. Augustine area, it's more St. Johns County, and I'm more towards St. Augustine than I am Jacksonville.
Gotcha. Well, the Duval chant, it's going to live on, so it is what it is.
That's fine.
Nice. And then, Drew, I guess I'll give you another chance to introduce yourself again.
I'm an outfielder here at USF. I'm a junior, and I'm from Lakeland, Florida.
Okay. So we kind of wanted to start it off just like on a lighter note, just trying to get to know you guys a little more before we kind of dive into like what your off season's been like. I know you guys Drew played summer ball. And then there's been some things going on with the program, like getting a new field. So we'll get into that later. And then towards the end of the show, just want to talk about, your career at USF, maybe talk about your favorite moments. And then lastly, we want to talk about your look ahead to the upcoming season. But for now, I'll let Matt and John or let John kick off some of the get to know you questions.
All right, so DC, I'm glad you finally figured out Zoom, bud.
Yeah, my bad. I don't know, my computer's been acting up with the audio.
So just with some lighter questions to start things off, I thought it would be funny to know from both of you guys, like if there's a bench clearing brawl and you can bring one person on the Bulls roster right now, who are you guys bringing with you and why? Has to be a player though.
Because we know you picked Billy Mole if it was coaches.
Drew, you go first. I got to think on this one. I got a couple.
I'd either pick DC or Joaquin Monkey.
Let's go.
Monkey. All right. What's the reason for Monkey?
I don't even know. He's just a funny guy. He always has my back, and we're good.
There you go.
And the dude's yoked, if we're being honest. DC.
I got a healthy Joey Vellini.
I gotta hear the why here.
Well, he's my roommate, and we love to get after it a little bit.
All right.
some would know. Some
we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching Vellini pitch. I think he's got a real good future with USF. All right, so next question is I couldn't decide between do or don't. So I'm gonna keep it clean with who on the roster right now. If you were a dad, who would you let date your daughter? Hypothetically, for both.
You say do or don't, like both.
Maybe go
I
both.
think I'm going with just do for now because I feel like there could be a lot more things that could go wrong with the don't. So we'll keep it clean.
Well, I've got a solid answer for both.
Then
Actually,
answer both.
I have one in
Yeah.
mind.
Uh,
We can do both if you want.
I'm
cool with
definitely
that.
I'm definitely letting Drew or Tanner Mink what is it, date your daughter or date
Yep.
and don't oh god he's gonna be so mad at me. Jackson Cawthorn, I'm not letting date my daughter.
Okay. I've been talking to him a bit this offseason. That's funny that that's your answer. He's hilarious.
for do, I would definitely say like DC. But for
Dang, you
don't,
guys are just lovebirds over here, man. I love to see that.
My
definitely
guy.
Joaquin. And Daniel knows that too. Definitely not Joaquin.
Yeah, not
Not Joaquin.
That's for sure.
Great. All right. So, do either one of you guys have like a pregame meal that's like a go-to? Being baseball players, I mean, we're all ritualistic and we try not to stray away from what works. So, do you guys have a pregame meal that you guys go with?
I have a night before meal that I go to. It's me and my grandma actually because she lives in Tampa. She comes for like all the weekend series, like the home games. And usually on like Thursday nights we go to Portillo's and I get like the same order every time.
You got the beef?
Yeah, got to. You got to go with the Italian beef dipped, and I get a chili cheese dog and a large fry.
Sounds immaculate.
It's great.
I can say that I've never been there. Where is that located?
It's on Fowler, like right off campus.
You got
All
the
right, I'll have to
bias
check
toward.
it out.
I think Daniel, you got you got family from Chicago too, or area, right? So it's kind of a
Yeah,
family thing. Okay, there you go.
yeah. My roots.
There you go. Yeah, I saw head football coach Golish. He had like a press conference today, and they asked him like his favorite place to eat in Tampa so far, and he said Portillo's. Like he mentioned it like 3 times on the press conference. So that's pretty funny. How about you, Drew?
Actually, like a breakfast kind of thing. Riley Hogan got me hooked on it. Like he eats donuts before, and he always hits a home run.
Yes,
So
sir.
donuts I do good for some reason. So he got me hooked on that.
What's a donut of choice?
I would say like Dunkin'.
Any particular flavor?
My bad, glazed.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, keep
glazed
it
donut.
simple.
Yeah,
Who's the class clown in the dugout? Like the stereotypical class clown of the group. I have my ideas, but I want to hear y'all say it.
I would say Dietz. He's pretty funny sometimes.
Yeah, Dietz is good.
Joaquin.
Hootie's good.
Y'all
Pablo.
seen the TikTok that Tyler Dietz made of himself dressed up as Batman?
Yeah, that was so funny. Oh my god, yeah, that was hilarious.
I don't even go on TikTok. I only go there to post videos, and the one video that popped up on my home screen, I see a dude wearing a Batman mask. I'm like, what is this? And then I'm like, oh crap, it's Tyler Dietz. I was like, he went through a drive-through and talked like the Batman voice. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's like an inside joke within like the locker room of like that's like his like thing, like him and Batman. It's just like weird, but it's so funny. So like he posted it and he like sent it in our chat and like we all got it, but like not everyone else understands. But
Like an alter ego for him, or
yeah, kind of. Pretty much his alter ego.
listen, I can respect it. Who in the dugout is winning a dance contest?
Winning a dance contest.
Nobody
Oh
can do
god. Oh, Jackson Mayo. Jackson Mayo is winning a dance contest.
Yeah, Mayo.
All right, we're saying we got both votes for Mayo.
I mean, he gets the number one spot on ESPN's top 10 plays, and you know he gets the vote for best dancer on the team. That's pretty good.
Yeah, unfortunate outcome with that series, but that play was disgusting.
Yeah. No one would have it.
I kind of want to go to that play real quick. Was he playing right field that day? And
yeah, he was in right field.
Yeah. How tall are those fences? Like 2 feet? Like they look so tiny on the TV.
Yeah, they're really low. It's just in right field.
I just don't understand the point of that.
Apparently, it used to be like a graveyard, so then they moved the fence in and made it shorter. Like the fence shorter as well.
It's like right field and Fenway all the way around, like that really small part of their fence. What were you saying about that play though, Mark?
Oh yeah, Drew, were you in center that day?
Yeah, I was at center.
Did you think that he was going to come up with that ball like when he went over the fence?
No, I honestly had no clue what was happening. He just flipped over the fence. Like he had to have this ball.
I forgot, did you run a check on him, or like the tailgate guys, like they picked him up or something? There was like some guys.
Me and Matt were just standing there waiting to pick it up.
Yeah, it was crazy when he held the ball up. I was like, no way.
It looked like a scene out of a movie or something. I was just like, is this ridiculous?
Yeah, it was wild.
All right, John.
It was cool seeing him get fired up because I feel like Mayo, he's like so stoic. Like he very rarely shows emotion, but seeing him get fired up like that was I was getting fired up right there with him. Last question, because we have, a lot of new faces on the roster. If you I didn't even anticipate you guys picking each other for as many answers. So I'm glad this is a rule on the last question. You can't pick each other. It's bottom of the ninth, 2 outs with runners in scoring position and a tie game. If you cannot pick one another, who are you picking to be up in that position and why?
Are we on the spot?
I got mine.
You go.
I got Travis.
I like that. He's a contact hitter.
Yeah, he's so hard to get out.
Yeah, I could see that. He had 300 last year, so nice.
Yeah,
he'll just battle back. He just knows how to get hits for sure.
He had a pretty good fall too. I was enjoying watching him in some of the scrimmages.
Yeah, he had a really good fall.
Yeah, for people unfamiliar with Travis, he's a transfer from Marshall University, Conference USA. I think he played like 4 years there, and this will be his first year with USF. And I think he's a third baseman. Is that right?
Yeah, he played 2 years at Marshall, I think.
Okay.
Just a sidebar on his defense at third base is what I was completely blown away by. Like, there's no replacing Carmine Lane, but from a defensive standpoint, I don't think we're going to see any regression there because his hands are so smooth. I think I saw him turn like 4 double plays in 2 games. Did not make a single error. He just looked really comfortable, and you could tell he was experienced out there. It was really refreshing to see.
And yeah,
he's filthy.
Yeah, that's right, Daniel. He played 2 years in JUCO. He actually played with Ethan, and then he went to Marshall. Yeah.
Yeah. Him and Boogie played together.
Nice. Yeah. All right, Drew. Who's your guy?
I would have to say Marcus. I think he's gotten a lot better, so I would put him in that spot.
Ooh,
he
expand
had
on
a
that a
really
little
good
bit.
summer ball up in Georgia. No,
He was in Northwoods.
that's right.
Yeah, Northwoods.
He was with the Kingfish or something. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
He balled out this summer though.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Pretty good.
He was with the Mallards, but yeah, he did really good this summer.
He like blew up when he came on, and then like it was just kind of like a plug and play from there. Like whoever was hot, that's who Mole went with.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get to see him much this fall because I think he had something wrong with his arm. Is he all better now? Or?
Yeah,
His shoulder is banged up.
Oh, like from hitting something, like from getting hit or something.
No, I think he was sliding into second base in the summer.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So towards the end of fall, did he start hitting and stuff?
Yeah,
He
came.
did.
Oh, cool. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, his first at bat of the fall, he had a bomb.
No way.
Yeah, it was sick.
Wow. Okay. That's what's up. Okay. I think we kind of covered a lot of the getting to know the team. So with that, I kind of wanted to drive the conversation just a little more towards, what you guys have been up to since last season ended. I wanted to talk to Drew a little bit about being in the Cape Cod League. I was following you really closely when you're up there, and you got off to a rough start. Just statistically, I think I saw like your first few weeks there. We weren't getting a lot of hits, and then in the last 6 weeks, you were completely on fire. I think you batted like 340 in your last like 60 at bats over there. So could you just talk a little bit about your experience there and what was going on with the slow start and then getting hot all of a sudden?
I would just say, it's definitely hard playing up there. They're like the best talent across the world. So, that was good. But, at the start, nothing was just dropping. I was hitting balls hard or whatever, but, just kept that going on through the season, just kept my mind straight. And I knew things were going to fall for me. So later on in the season, it just happened. So that was good.
Nice. And, when you're up there playing against all these P5 arms and how did you feel like you had to like adapt, or like did you kind of just do the same thing you always do, or what was the level of competition like for you?
I think I just, I've had teammates tell me just keep doing what you got you there. Don't change anything, change your swing or anything like that. Just keep doing yourself.
Nice. And then did you guys make a little run? Like, did you guys go to the playoffs or anything like that?
Yeah, we made the playoffs, so I think we got out the first round.
Okay. Nice. And when you were up there, were you up there in the Cape with any other USF players?
Nelson was up there, and Joaquin was up there for a few weeks.
Okay, nice. And I also wanted to ask Daniel about his off season. I know last summer you did play in 2021. You played in the Northwoods League, but this summer you didn't play summer ball. So what was your summer like and off season like?
I was just training at my local like sports facility place here in Jacksonville, and I love training there. It's a lot of fun. I get to train with a lot of other collegiate athletes and even some professional baseball players. So I really like to do that a lot whenever I come home. Mayo also does it as well with me. But yeah, I just did that, and I just need a little refresher from the game a little bit, refresh my body, my mind. Mentally, it was a tough season, so I thought just taking a step away was the best thing for me.
And
And I actually had something wrong with my knee that I did not even know about. Or, well, I knew about it. I just did not. It was something that just happened over time. And, and it's a good thing that I didn't play summer baseball because they could have gotten even worse. So I got that fixed, and now we're locked and loaded, ready to go.
A sidebar from that, Daniel, did that copper sleeve ever come into existence, and did it help at all?
I did wear it, but it really didn't do much because I was playing on something that I didn't even know like that was wrong with me. So they just thought it was tendonitis, but it was not that. So
it's crazy to think that you made that catch that you made in the AAC tournament up at the wall, I think versus ECU, was it? Robbed the home run or close to robbing
yeah,
a home run? And your knee wasn't even
that was so sick.
That was the best play I've seen you make. I've seen you make a lot of good plays, but that was
That
different. Yeah.
that was just like that kind of felt like a little like an out of body experience a little bit. Like I like caught and I came down. I was just so fired up. But then afterward, I was like, I just did that. That was sweet.
I could totally see that because
It was just like my instincts just took over, and it just like I didn't even think about it. I just like it just happened.
nice. Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, that game was so good too. We had some back and forths. I forgot. Did you hit a home run?
Nelly hitting the grand slam.
Yes, Nelly
Yeah,
grand slam.
Nelly
Yeah,
had a grand slam.
Oh,
yeah,
dude, that was awesome.
it was fun. Um, nice. So that was your guys' summer, and then coming into the fall, there's been some changes like with the program. You guys are getting a turf infield, which you can see in my background right here. I know this has maybe a little more implications for you, Daniel, because you're actually going to probably play first base this year. How are you feeling about that? Have you had a chance to test it out yet, or any turf similar to it?
No, the field's closed off as of right now, but it's pretty much done. But I'm fine with it. I love playing on turf. Like it doesn't really it comes off a little hotter, but I don't think it's that big of a difference. But yeah, turf is fine. It doesn't bother me one bit.
Seems like there's other teams in the conference. At least I know UCF has it and Houston has it. Have you guys noticed any difference with like those fields compared to? I mean, honestly, last year it was like crazy how hard the infield was at USF. Is it like a little bit? Does it slow down the ball at all, or does it help you guys out in terms of how quick it gets to the fielders?
I think
Um,
hops are different. I don't really think it comes off slower or harder. I think it's just hops.
yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
So the hops are more predictable.
It's like I would say they're cleaner. I don't know how to like describe it. It's just like they're more true.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I would think that like I was gonna say predictable as well, but true hop is a good way to describe it because there's not as much like variability of what could happen.
Yeah.
I feel like that'll ultimately be good, but one thing that Tony, Matt, and Mark's dad said from like the get was how quick our infield was. So hopefully that won't be too much of an adjustment for anybody playing the infield this year.
Yeah.
And then the outfield staying grass, is that how they want to keep it like going forward, or they want to get everything turf eventually?
I have honestly zero clue. Maybe Daniel knows.
Yeah, I have no idea either. I think that they'll probably keep it grass. I feel like that would be better. I don't know. I'm not
Gotcha.
sure what they're
Gotcha.
gonna do.
Okay. Drew, I wanted to ask you one thing. I noticed like on your social media that you've been getting some NIL type of deals and that. How are you able to get that, and what has that process been like? Because when you first came to USF, that wasn't even a thing, and then later in your career, you have opportunities like that. How has that change been?
I wouldn't say it's like a big change. It's just something me and some teammates have been doing. Like I learned from Marcus Brodeel. We just honestly DM'd a lot of companies on Instagram just for fun. But one reached back out, Diamond Kinetics, and they just gave me a deal. So we just went from there.
And Daniel, did you have any right now, or you working on any?
I have one, but it's just I know the people who do it, so the company who I'm working with. So I haven't really tried to DM a lot of people, but I've always thought about it, but I never have really like put much time and effort into it.
Yeah, I got you. Nice. Matt or John, do you have any questions about like the fall or anything recent?
Yeah,
Go
I,
ahead,
I
Matt.
actually do on my end. Obviously, Mark and I, we were in Texas a few years ago, and you guys kind of got things going in that ninth inning in the first game. Daniel leading off the inning with a home run, and then Drew, obviously, you had a awesome 2-run home run. What was that like experience like being in Austin, Texas, and tying up the game, and what was going through your mind at that point, and what have you taken away from that has really helped you develop as a player through difficult situations, and more situations where it might be a little bit more stressful than the typical games.
I would just say, like, I mean, it was definitely an awesome moment. You're not really thinking as much when you're running around the bases or whatever. There's always the fans cheering in your ears, and it's just really loud. It's a great experience, a great atmosphere. To do something like that was crazy.
How
Um,
about you, Daniel?
yeah, like I mean, just going through that experience, just like you've been at that big stage before, and you know that you produced at that stage before, and when you're in the next time you're in the moment, like in a big moment like that, you just think back, I've done this before, I've been here, and it just kind of calms your mind down a little bit.
That's awesome. And like based on that experience, how do you think that that was pretty early on in your careers? How do you think that that's helped you guys, like coming up on your junior and senior year? How do you think that has helped you guys prepare for, helping out your younger teammates and also for yourselves as well?
I would just say, like, we know we can play in big atmospheres and stuff like that. It doesn't really affect us at all.
Cool.
Yeah, it's honestly like I feel like might perform better when I'm in a bigger atmosphere, honestly. But it just feels like you're like at the center of everything. Like everyone's there to watch you play, and it's like such a cool feeling. And it's like it's a lot of fun when it's like that.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I was probably more nervous for you guys than you guys were for yourselves during that moment.
yeah, that it was a really incredible atmosphere, and I feel like now the group of guys on the current team that actually were there is pretty small. I think it's only like 7 or 8 guys left from that roster. Um, but I guess that kind of just helps you guys be leaders for this team going forward, especially being in your 4th year. How do you see, Daniel? How do you see like this year coming up? Like, do you feel like you were going to be a leader of this team, similar to how you were last year, but maybe even more so now that you're a senior?
um, yeah, I mean, I was a leader last year, but I learned a lot from last year, and I definitely look back now and wish that I was um, more of a leader than I was last year because I could have been a better leader last year, but I know that I'm going to take those learning lessons and those experiences and I'm going to apply them to this team and really help lead this team the way I know it. I know that this team can be successful. You know, that's just what I take away from it. Like I wish that I could go back and have done things differently or like been better myself, but the only way I can get better is to learn from it and apply it to this year's team.
You mentioned um, that you're going to take some lessons from last year and apply that just at a very high level. Like, what is the main thing you want to make sure that you do differently this year, or the main thing that you want to, what's your main takeaway, your main focus for this season as a leader?
I think just hold everyone accountable and to a higher standard. Um, we got some really great guys, and we built a family made it on trust and accountability. And I think if we all can lean back on each other and trust one another, the next guy next to you, um, that will take a lot of pressure off, and we'll just be a more successful team that way.
Drew, we'll let you kind of talk. I mean, last year you were in your second year with the program, so you weren't like a veteran per se. But do you feel like this year that you're going to have more of a leadership role, and what would that look like for you?
Yeah, I definitely say it's like my third year. So I believe, like, as I was as a freshman, I looked up to people as a junior and who were seniors. So I feel like now I'm a junior, people probably look up to me and stuff like that.
Nice. And what, like, when you were a freshman and your leaders were like, Riley and Sullivan and guys like that, the both Sullivans. What made them so effective as leaders, and like what can you learn from them that will help you?
I mean, I would just say, like, play every game like it's your last. I'm not saying it was like their last season or whatever, but they just played every game like it was just their last. They probably knew like maybe this was their last season or something, and they just played every game hard as they could, and then just learn from that.
Nice. Yeah, I could definitely see that. So going into my last segment, we just want to look ahead to the upcoming season. I know John had a couple questions related to that, so I'll kick it to him.
Yeah, you kind of touched on so whether it's mental or something like actual, like with your technique of like playing or honing your craft per se. With DC, I remember talking to him several times last season, like, and about his leadership and how it was just like showing so much this season. And I honestly can I really respect the fact that like he took time for kind of getting his head right, because I mean, anybody who's played baseball knows how important that is to have your head in the right space. But so with not playing summer ball, is there anything that you changed in the off season? I feel like I saw like you're keeping that front foot planted and not taking that step. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. I started doing that like the last 2 weeks of the season, and I had like 6 doubles in like a week and a half span. And I was like, geez, if I did this like the whole season, my season would have been amazing.
Yeah, I think I saw you get out like 3 times in the scrimmages, like total combined. You were raking in the fall too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, me and Maul, I mean, he was just like, don't change a thing. I was like, all right, like, I love it. I feel comfortable. I feel confident. I feel comfortable and just comfortable enough to like just let my instincts take over, and that's what I did this fall, and I had great success doing it. So
Well, that's awesome. Whatever you did worked. So with Brutch, kind of like a little bit opposite end of the spectrum, you're playing and Kate, and I'm sure I mean for me, I would feel like some nerves come with that, just going up against some of the best in the country. Like, is there anything that you went into that summer focusing on trying to, if not fix, maybe fine tune any part of your game up there?
I would just say I worked on getting my foot down early more, because if you get beat by a fastball up there, then you're just doomed. So in your
It's interesting.
I can see that because the average velo that you're facing is probably higher than your average velo, I guess. Midweek game or something like that.
Probably something I've never seen live. Regarding the upcoming season, I would love to know. I feel like last season we started off like real hot, but I would say that our level of competition, even though some of them played us pretty close, I feel like you see a definite step up in that avenue this season. So which of those early offseason or out of conference opponents are you guys looking forward to play the most?
I would say like Florida State.
yeah, that's a good one. I'm definitely looking forward to going there. I'm definitely looking forward to go to Long Beach. I think that one is going to be a really good series, and I've never been to California, so I'm pretty excited for that. But I'm also looking forward to the opening weekend matchup against Maryland. I know they're a really good team. They hosted a regional, and obviously playing the Gators, we love playing the Gators, so that's always fun to look forward to.
Drew, why FSU?
Just UF and FSU are big powerhouse schools in Florida, so you want to show like we can beat them. We're one of them.
Do you feel like we need to show that? I mean, I feel like we've got a pretty good track record against UF because one of my good buddies played for them from like 2010 to 2012, and then another one from like 2016 to 2018. I feel like we kind of have had our way with UF, but we haven't had a lot of, regular season play with FSU. It seemed like that environment was honestly like a lot more involved at the stadium for a scrimmage than I thought it would be. Is that any surprise? Are they pretty much always rowdy?
They're
Yeah.
very rowdy, very rowdy. They're more rowdy than UF is for sure.
Yeah, I can see
But
that.
We gotta step our
that
game up.
yeah, that atmosphere up there in Tally is like, honestly, I think it's way different than UF.
Yeah, I can see that. UF at the regional, even the Friday game that was the 2021 regional where you played UF on that Friday afternoon, you would think that would be like super hype for them, like that that place would be rocking. They're hosting a regional, and the USF fans, we were like louder than them, and we had like a small contingent compared to them. So yeah, if any Gators fans are listening to this, doubt it, but yeah, their baseball environment is, yeah, I totally see what you mean. But yeah, Matt, do you have any questions for the upcoming season?
Yeah, so mainly like what are your guys' personal goals for the upcoming season? And kind of as a team, what are you guys trying to strive for and ultimately accomplish in this upcoming season?
I would say win conference is the biggest goal.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely like winning like the regular season conference. and winning the tournament. I think that would be awesome.
Definitely.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
winning. I think regular season goal is like a really nice focus point because even like I think the season where you guys won the tournament, I think the conference record was like 500. So that's probably something that you want to have a feather in your cap before you leave. Is like, yeah, we had a great AAC regular season. And then how about like Matt was saying, like on a personal level, um, what are your guys like individual goals? Do you have any numbers that you're like, oh, I want to do this or that, or first team, whatever? Like what do you have anything in mind like that?
Like
No,
this fall, I talked to Johns a lot, and I told him I was like, I'm going to lead the team in doubles this spring, and that's like probably the biggest, like that's probably like my main goal that I think of and that I have been thinking of. Like I want to lead the team in doubles and the conference in doubles. So that's I always tell that to Johns. I'm like, Johns, I'm gonna lead the conference in doubles this year. That's just what like I always say to him. But
Nice. That
on a personal note, I also want to be like I want to be the best leader I can be this year for the team, and um, I want to be a great first baseman, honestly, and be a good captain there and the leader of the infield there. So I think that those are my personal goals and lead us to like a big championship or something or another run to Omaha.
yeah, man. That would be sweet. And you can do it, so it's
Yeah.
possible. Drew, anything personally?
probably just being a better leader, and that's about it. Cutting down the strikeouts as well.
Nice. How do you feel like you're gonna improve your improve that, like more making more contact? What's like your main thing for you that you focus on to get better at that?
Not to get as many two strike counts. Just being ready for that first pitch when you get in that box.
Nice. Cool. Well, I feel like we covered everything. We're coming up on about 40 minutes. So
I got one more question, Mark.
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so I think one thing that really stood out to me last year, especially more towards the end of the season, was Nelson Rivera kind of finding his power stroke. Do you guys kind of have any insight on that? Like, I feel like the last week or two of the season, like you really started hitting the ball really hard, and I was wondering if you guys kind of have any insight on Nelson Rivera and what he's done this offseason.
I would just say very hard worker. He's always in the cage day in and night out. So just know that he's a very hard worker in that cage.
Yeah, he grinds in the cage, that's for sure. And he won't leave until he gets it right. Like he will take as many swings as as he can until he gets that thing right. And once he gets it right, he's happy with it, but he's gonna do it again the next day. Like that's just what he does. And he had a great tournament. Like he had those two bombs, like which produced a lot of RBIs for us. And yeah, he grinds.
Awesome.
I have
John.
one more question. So just in the few players that I've talked to, they've all mentioned like the family dynamic that's inside the dugout, and I think that's super important in baseball. But like hearing you guys say that a conference championship is the goal and winning the regular season is the goal, that's I think it goes hand in hand with like the dynamic you guys are building. But that really, as a fan first, like that fires me up because with so much shuffling through the draft, and then we getting all these transfers who you don't know how they're going to pan out. Like I feel like that really kind of fires me up to know that you guys are still striving for that. So what have you guys seen that makes you guys so confident in where you guys stand preseason and moving into conference play?
I don't know. When I came into this program, my captains and leaders, they just really instilled that family atmosphere, culture for me, and I want to do the same thing for the guys who are younger than me. And I think if we have that, we can be a really successful team, and we can really do something special because it has happened before. But yeah, that's just what I got.
Yeah, I would just say, like, we all believe in each other. Like, we're all brothers. We want everyone to do good, whoever's next to us, and it just fires each other up.
Yeah, and like these new guys the freshmen and the transfers who have come in, like they've all fit in like perfectly, and they're all amazing guys. And it's just nice to have guys on your team that you can trust and lean back on whenever things go sideways. But you know that they're going to be there to pick you up. So it's always nice knowing that, and it's always more fun when you're a more close knit group.
Definitely. Glad to hear that. That you guys have really kind of already bonded and built some chemistry like through the fall. And I could see it too. I went to a few scrimmages. I feel like the team chemistry is looking pretty good. And yeah, I think from a talent standpoint, I feel like the infield's looking really athletic. Middle infield guys looking really athletic. So you guys are definitely have like the ability to make that run that you guys want to make. It's just gonna be a matter of, like you said, having good leadership and having that togetherness, which is what you guys had when you made the run, as you know, back in 21. So
yeah, I also feel like we can look into like anyone on this team and know that they're like gonna give it their all and just leave it all out there. Like everyone's got it. Like everyone's so hungry to play and they want it really bad. And this team is very talented and pretty much anyone can play. And that's always great to have on your team.
for sure.
I'm really fired up for the season, man. I can't wait.
I was gonna say, I know Mark, John, and I were gonna be making a lot of noise this upcoming season, but in terms of like very vocal leaders sitting in the dugout, who do you guys think is gonna fire up the team in game and kind of lead the chirping in the dugout?
Better be DC.
The pitchers, don't sleep on them. The pitchers bring a lot of energy to this team. Like our pitchers are full of guys with a lot of chatter and a lot of stuff, a lot of energy for sure.
Some of the new guys.
What?
Some of the new guys too.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyone
Like
in
the top
particular?
of that list is probably Boog. Ethan,
Yeah,
I
Boogie.
feel like Ethan could chirp with the best of them.
Oh yeah. But we got like Tanner. I mean, all the pitchers they got.
We look forward to it. Yeah, with that, I'm gonna let y'all go. We appreciate you guys' time, and we look forward to having you guys on throughout the season. We want to do a little more player involvement with our coverage this upcoming year. Maybe like get one of you guys on an off night or whatever, and just catch up on how the season is going and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Sweet. Well, cool, guys. We appreciate it. Have a good night.
Thanks, fellas.
You too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks, guys.